Welcome to another episode of the Prep Coach Podcast. We are back. It's pretty cold outside, isn't it?
Yeah, man. It's like six,
so-
7 degrees.
So
Yeah.
cold.
Probably looks beautiful in
Yeah,
here.
I know, because the sun's coming through the windows. We closed the windows themselves because it's been absolutely freezing. But how is it? Are you doing any early mornings in the gym at the moment?
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah, I could imagine.
It's so fucking cold. you know, like you got somebody who comes in for a session, you're trying to get somebody hyped. You know, you got an hour of training and it's like 45 minutes in, they're still picking up ice cold dumbbells and barbells,
yeah.
and it's like,
What do you do to get warm? Like, what are you? Do you have like a Kathmandu jacket? Or you
Me?
got gloves? Like, what?
nah, raw dog it, man.
Just
man.
shorts.
I don't even wear a beanie, man.
No.
Nah, we're all. I think it was yesterday. Luke put on trackies for the first time. It's been freezing. He only wore them for a day, and you know he's a landscaper, right? So he's a coach on it. So he's outside all the time, and everyone was like, "Whoa, that's so weird seeing you in pants." It only lasted a day because we just raw dog it in there, and it's fucking cold in my gym.
You know, it's a big space, right? Obviously.
But you know what we did? It's funny. We put the TV screen on with the YouTube just like a heater plate.
So you'd have no dramas in here because you got.
It gets pretty cold. Like we don't ever put the heating on.
Oh no.
Nah, because it'll get too stuffy. Like sometimes in the mornings, if I come in here at 6:30, they're all sweating up a storm. We got to have the windows shut because there's houses there.
Oh, because
it gets real steamy. They have the fucking fans on.
Really?
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Stuff that.
No,
Must be nice.
Must be nice. Must be.
Do you remember when me and I went through that phase? We had those jackets with the inbuilt heaters.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, because you had those jackets that would heat up.
Oh, I haven't pulled that out for years.
I know when I was doing PT before COVID, a long time ago, it would be thermals. So thermal long johns, thermal long sleeve top, then attire, tracky pants, t-shirt, whatever, jumper, then Kathmandu at the top.
I don't know long johns. Do you own long johns still?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No.
You're always in shorts.
He's always in shorts.
Yeah.
I should buy some for Christmas.
I wear
I could
pajama.
see you in a pair of long johns.
I wear pajama pants to bed though.
Yeah.
That's probably the only time. Although sometimes on the weekend I got like Jordan or Nike parachute pants that I wear, but otherwise.
Yeah, so do I. They're called Mudundy.
The Italian word for underwear.
That is the Italian word for underwear. I'm sure I'm not alone in that.
Nah. But yeah, long johns. Get onto it.
Speaking of long johns, I saw you walk in today and you weren't limping.
No, I'm feeling good now.
And I've been meaning to ask you how your back's going.
Yeah, back is good. There's no referral pain down the glute, down the leg.
It drags, didn't it? It really did.
It probably lasts for it's taken about 8 weeks to kind of feel like, I can get like into training comfortably, no pain, no pinching, no pinching. Like, because even like getting in and out of the car is like, there's going to be something there.
Cars are a massive contributor. It's just that position of just flexion, man.
Yeah. But everything's feeling really, really good. The only thing that is that this calf is still feeling a little bit weak. So I'm doing single leg work.
Yeah, are you hip pitching? Yeah.
Yep. That feels fine. Yeah, feels fine. Just obviously that left side, the hammy is tight because of where the nerve obviously running down there. But yeah, I do all my activation and mobility and everything before I start training, and then get stuck into it.
That's good, man.
But yeah, it's been good, but it takes a long time.
It's never fun, man. It's one of those things with anything related to the back, and you know the potential for some nerve compression.
I've never had this nerve issue before, and yeah, I've got a new respect for people that have had it or have it, because it's not fun.
No, it's not, and it can be like constant and achy, or it can be like wildly acute in terms of how high the pain is, to the point like you get stuck in position sometimes.
Yes,
because
we watched you for weeks. Like shows, you were just
limping around all season.
Planes, you were. It was pretty miserable.
Yeah, I had the little pillow on my back in the plane. I had a massage ball sitting under my bum in the plane, so I could. Yeah, it was. But now this season, I should be walking around.
You'd be walking around doing these ones.
Yeah. But talking about lower backs and nerve pain, Chloe just competed on the weekend, and she had.
Yeah, she had the same. She actually had similar to mine. Her scan and my scan. If you look at that S1, L5, and mine was L4 too. The protrusions were almost like identical. Which were compressing her nerve. That was, basically took her out of action. I don't think we trained legs it affected us for probably 6 months, but I don't think we did really anything lower for probably 4.
Yeah.
To the point, she'll tell you this too, like there were conversations had on her end of like, maybe that's it. Maybe I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sometimes you feel like that in the moment.
no
Did you?
doubt about it, man. And it drags, and she'll, like, you know her, you know how adherent she is. She did every piece of rehab to the
Mm-hmm.
nth degree, right? She was in there. She was doing every exercise. She followed full instructions. And sometimes you got to do that for a long time and not see anything, and then you come out the other side. But you know, there was definitely a time there where she was thinking maybe that was her competing days done, and you can ask her. I said, no,
Well,
it's not. It's not going to happen. You're too good for it. You're too good. You're too good. You're going to get through it. You're going to get through it. And she got through it. And you know what? Not that you ever want to have a silver lining in the way of having to do your back, but it allowed us to make some improvements to our upper body that were probably necessary.
Yep.
And you know, you saw on the weekend, she's probably the most balanced that she's
Yes.
ever been in terms of her overall physique. But yeah, knowing what she went through, because I was right there with her the whole time, and just seeing the pain, you know, moments of frustration, tears, and just thinking that maybe you're never going to be able to do what you love again. And yeah, to watch her on the weekend was pretty special.
Yeah,
Pretty special.
it was a really, really good show. We were there. Scotty, you weren't there this time around, but you're probably going to be coming to nationals? Yeah, because you got Wayne.
Yeah, I'll be at nationals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll be
because I had a family thing on.
Yeah. But it was a great show.
Yeah, bikini was massive.
Yeah.
It was just, you know, running natural shows ourselves. Like, I felt like I knew every single person.
Yeah.
Backstage, front of hair. It was just.
It's funny how
good
some
day.
people can't see you go, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Like they forget that we're also coaches as well.
Yeah, it was good to see lots of people. Lots of interstate coaches actually flew down and had athletes in the show. But yeah, it was a good day. With our show being this weekend, it was kind of like a nice segue to get myself back in checking. You know, watching Tony on the mic and being like, yeah, I'm gonna go hard this weekend as well. But yeah, the quality. It's no surprise for us. We see some of the best natural athletes, and I think, you know, he probably got his first taste of that level of quality. You know, especially, and I can only really comment on, say, you know, bikini and fit model, because
That's
I
what you
saw
saw
that.
most
I
of,
saw some other things for sure.
Yeah.
Like there were some great physique athletes as well, but you know, we're used to seeing those, you know, 30 competitor bikini lineups, sometimes 20 plus in first season, and we know what's out there around the country. And I think that was probably the first taste of, you know, what the future could be like for, you know, the NPC Naturals, specifically in Victoria.
Mhm.
You know, and you know, no doubt Queensland will follow suit as well. But yeah, it was a big mix of different physiques, and I suppose my biggest thing was like, is the look going to be similar to what you would expect if that was, you know, a non-tested show? Is that what the bikini look is going to be?
Yeah, is it going to be a natural look, or is it going to be the look that is normally rewarded for IFBB, but just that's a natural athlete and that's not a natural athlete? Like, what's
that was
what's it going to
probably
be?
the biggest thing that I was, you know, interested to see, and you know, hence why, you know, if you look at say a Chloe or like an Abs,
Mhm.
like Abby was freaky good as
Yeah,
well,
she's really
like
good.
pretty complete for me. So I thought that was, you know, the standard in terms of looks. So I'd be interested just to, this is not to throw shade around, just from a curiosity perspective, I'd be really interested to see, you know, if you look at say Abby, and you know, first and second, just for an understanding as to like what was favoured for those competitors over say third.
Mhm.
You know, as a coach, you're always trying to understand what the criteria and what the look is for any federation. And that's probably, yeah, the one thing that, you know, for me, I would like to get a bit better of an understanding as to, you know, why say second was ahead of third, and why first won over some, because there were equally, you know, some competitors in other divisions where the look, you know, was similar to say an Abbey, and you know, they weren't getting in the mix or the conversation at all.
Mhm.
Whereas I thought that probably was the right look. So,
Mhm.
you know, as a whole, it felt like maybe it was slightly dialed down in terms of
Everything.
condition and muscle.
Yes, I agree.
And you know, the look was still good. I really, you know, thought some of the athletes were freaking incredible, but I thought that they were still going to go for that same sort of look that I would expect at the enhanced shade, and it felt like it was maybe just a little bit less tissued and a little bit softer in condition.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we've got to be mindful that you can't judge the look that they're awarding based off a show because it's whoever rocks up on the day. Does that kind of make sense? So to kind of draw a conclusion, be like, that's the winner, that's what they're going for. We don't know that, right? So maybe wait until nationals, maybe wait until a couple of natural seasons have gone through, so we can go through a large amount of competitors, a large amount of judging, seeing a lot of different athletes, a lot of physiques, and then start to see a trend of what they really, really want. Because at the moment, judging off what was there on the day, based off what was there on the day in Adelaide, I don't think you can really draw
For sure.
definite conclusions.
Without a doubt. Yeah, this is not me saying anything was right or wrong. This is me trying to say I need a better understanding of what that look should be. And that's a really good example. If you look at the week before, Jess in Adelaide, she's awesome. She's
interesting to see her in those lineups.
Well, this is the thing, right?
You've got one of those, you've got another
one of those.
It's like,
what do you do?
Well, then,
So like Jess versus Abby, that for me is like, oh, I'm starting to see the similarities, but then Adelaide wasn't as big of a show. So again, to make your point even more valid, until it's sort of the big one and everybody's there together. But I thought they ran it well. I thought, from a time perspective, it was efficient. I think the way that they judge, I think there was one point at which the judges were maybe about to have a conversation about something, and I think it was made like that. Don't just make like score, just assess, just I think someone might have grabbed their phone as no phone. Really just like judge and move on, judge and move on. So and I think sometimes if you're on that panel, your job is to sit there and just pick what is your best interpretation of who is closest to the criteria. And I think sometimes too much conversation as well. It's almost like
it's a negotiation.
It's like this is what I think, this is what you think. Oh, yeah, I can see what you're saying. Okay, well then I'll change my mind. Well, now that's your interpretation, that's your score. So I sort of like the way that ran.
When you look at the table,
I thought they did a good job in the way that they sort of score. Sometimes it can feel like it's like half turn on one, then pick everybody out. So as a competitor, maybe it's like you'd like the opportunity to
have more stage time,
or stand next to someone else. But again, it's not to say that's right. It's just what I'm used to.
Yeah, I think obviously different federations have different vibes, and that's obviously their vibe.
Yeah,
just bring them out, judge them, they're off. Bring them out, judge them, they're off.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I thought the venue and how the physiques looked, I thought the lighting was great. There was no areas where even I got some photos of my athletes on the back line and they still looked freaking awesome. So I thought they got the venue right. I thought the lighting was good. The stage was big enough. No, it didn't feel crowded at any time. So lots of big pluses for sure. I can see that taking off and people will get behind it for sure.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope that season, hope that season grows.
Yeah.
It'll be absolutely awesome. When we look at bikini, we can obviously see, well, naturally you can achieve what they go for in the enhanced shows.
Yeah.
But then when you look at something like bodybuilding, there's a massive difference between the natty bodybuilder and the enhanced bodybuilder.
I mean, Tony's probably the exception.
Tony's the one.
He's wild. No one's gonna touch him.
He was unbelievable.
So
when I saw him on the day, I was like, he's competing. I think he's won. Like not even knowing because he's so incredible.
I saw him a few weeks ago, and I was like, no one's gonna touch this guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Byung was messaging me, and he sent me a photo. He's like, this guy's fucking enormous. He's enormous. Standard. I'm like, this. When it's your turn to go, that's the standard.
Yeah,
that's the standard.
I think he's going to be above the standard. Like I don't know if anyone comes.
When I say the standard, I'm talking about the top guys. You go over to the UK.
Oh, sure.
Or if you were to go to like where you see some of the pro shows going on in America, these guys they're big guys. They're at that level.
Put a Benny Wortley next to him.
Yeah.
Put a Nathan next to him.
I think he would bully both those guys for size. Both those guys, I think Wortley's conditions probably close to
the best.
Perfect.
I got a lot of respect for Nate, but Ben in his best, I see him as probably he's got an injury at the moment. He's the one to be. I want to see him and Nathan go. I just think that his conditioning is unmatched, and he's so much bigger than he used to be when he was younger. Yeah. I've seen him backstage in person. He's dynamite. So
I love it. I'm actually excited. I love this stuff.
Yeah, I know. But then if you were to see him against, say, a Tony, it's like And Ben's very, very symmetrical. His conditioning's better. It's hard. You have to make a decision. Are we going to reward bigger? And Tony probably looks a little bit more classic, I think, in terms of his shape, maybe just the way he poses. So that'd be a very, very hard decision to make. In terms of bodybuilding, I think Wortley's shape would probably pip him there, but for classic, Tony's very, very balanced, and just the way he poses, obviously he poses to that. But yeah, very impressive.
And going up against Tony was Nick Hanna.
Yeah, Nick
pro bodybuilder.
Yeah, Nick looked awesome too.
Looked
I think
awesome.
Nick came second. Nick won his class.
So much sharper.
Yeah, he did well.
Right.
Nick won his classes and came second to him in the open.
We also had Joseph as well.
He looked great.
Awesome. Yeah, he's been a while since he's been on stage, so yeah, he looked awesome.
Yeah, I actually walked in right when they were doing those comparisons.
Yeah,
and then I went up to him after. I was like, man, just to be like in that group, it was awesome to watch. So.
It was definitely a good show. So I can't wait for the nationals. Do you have anyone else competing in any of their state shows coming up?
No, that's it.
Okay, cool.
My girls are done.
I got Caitlin she did Melbourne, and she's going to Sydney this weekend to compete.
Yeah, she had the craziest glute hamstring tie maybe I've ever seen. That was she was wild.
From the back, she looks great. Yeah, well, she looks great from both of her shots. But yeah, that ham tie
to be that thick at that lower part of the tie. It was it was like a diamond.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's crazy.
She does have great shape.
Crazy.
Yeah, and her posing is incredible as well.
Yeah, she's another good example. Like I thought that's the look, and that would have been in the mix because that's kind of what I've seen, awarded over the years. Certainly at the non-tested show. So that's kind of in my head what I was.
So she did get her feedback.
Yeah.
And her feedback was posing related mostly. Also, they spoke about her tan. That because it was patchy or maybe a little bit light, there was an issue with the tan. So she got marked down for the tan as well.
Yeah.
And but they said her conditioning was on point.
Yeah.
And if she could be a little bit fuller, which is what we planned
Chloe
to do.
got her feedback as well.
Oh yeah, what was it?
What do you think it was?
Probably similar. I think conditioning on point, maybe a little bit fuller, maybe some posing adjustments.
So two conditioned.
Two conditions.
Two leaned.
Yep.
A little bit fuller.
Yep.
And two posing adjustments. One was just the hand to be a little bit straighter and not to cover the projection of the glute, which there was a point at which I did notice it covering the glute projection. And then in the walk to the back is to try and keep the glutes a little bit tighter in the walk.
Yep. Makes sense.
That's very good feedback.
Yeah.
As in, that's very specific to the individual. It's not like...
Honestly, the feedback was great. Like, the feedback
just hearing that, both of you,
yep.
like, that isn't generic how sometimes, smile was great, just come in a bit fuller or sharper.
Yeah, that hand thing, when she came off, I mentioned that to her. Because, like, you'll see, it actually covers the best part of the...
Credit to the IPV and whoever's doing that, because they're not fucking around, they're paying attention. And that attention to detail... But I think that's fantastic. That's good.
It's really good. Actually, I just want to bring up a really funny point. I had one of my athletes. She watched the show on the weekend and she got photos. She must have looked up the girl that won, got her check-in photos because she must have posted them. Then put them against her check-in photos and then asked ChatGPT to do a comparison and tell her what she needs to develop. It was pretty good.
Was it
like specifically like upper glute? Like specific areas, this person has more extreme X than you. You need to work on that.
I'm going to do that with my photo with Scotty's.
And I was like,
I swear, sir. It'll right back. First of all, MG, that man is 15 years younger than you. Look.
But I was.
Can I say? A lot of people are going to do that now.
I was.
Seriously, how many people are going to do that?
I was actually surprised, and I was like, how. Like, where's it pointing to get its knowledge? Because some of that knowledge, I was like, to use the words X frame and no bikini criterion standards and comparing that has a better upper glute than your upper glute, I was like, that's pretty specific.
Yeah, but isn't how it works is it's a massive database of information that gets pulled. And so it's constantly learning. So someone asks questions, gives examples, isn't that just going into the big funnel and
sure
spit out?
Like, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Someone might have put up a post about my client has this X frame and wanted to showcase the difference between this and that, and so maybe it's heard that before and it spits it out. But Yeah,
Maybe-
I think
maybe we can
AI is getting pretty.
We can get
clever.
AI to judge the show if we want.
The last thing I'll say about the bikini, I thought the overall champion,
Mhm.
the blonde competitor, she was still like I picked her as
Mhm.
the winner. So some of the results I'm talking about are probably behind the overall champion.
Sure.
I thought she was a clear standout,
Yeah.
top to bottom. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, she's definitely going to be one of the ones in contention for sure.
Yeah, I'd be keen because we've only seen a couple of overall winners from because there's only been 3 states so far. So I'd be
Yeah.
keen to see the other states and then go from there.
Yeah.
All right, ready for some questions?
Ready, bro?
We're gonna start with Scotty. Do anti-inflammatories hinder muscle growth?
If you're taking them all the time, yeah. So when we say they hinder muscle growth, basically that when you train, you use resistance training to create mechanical tension, which we know is the primary driver for hypertrophy. But it almost sets off a chain of events. So NSAIDs or non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, they basically not only do they blunt, they inhibit a specific enzyme, the COX enzyme, and that switches on downstream proteins, which switches on that mTOR pathway, which causes your body to make more, contractile proteins. And so when you're taking anti-inflammatories, so if you're taking them, say you do a big leg session and you take anti-inflams before you go to bed because you don't want to wake up too sore, you're basically, think of it as the cellular signaling response. My athletes will know I talk about this all the time, like a dimming switch in terms of turning it up as bright as possible. You're basically just turning off the light when you start taking that because it just switches that enzyme off, which means that those downstream effects don't happen. And the whole point of an anti-inflammatory is to reduce, if someone's got pain, we would use it for that. But also the effects that it has on your gut and your gut lining. If you ever have to take NSAIDs, you would have had your physio or the pharmacist say, make sure you take it with food, and that's
Yes.
so that you have something on the lining. And sometimes when athletes abuse them and they take too much of them or they don't pay attention to having food with it, it just destroys your gut lining, which is obviously very, very
Important.
bad long term.
Yeah, it's
of course. So,
yeah.
so if you're looking at trying to maximize your gains, if you will, taking anti-inflams is not your best bet. You should use them when and if you need them. But if you know that you've got a little bit of a sore back and you're training through it, I always say you need to assess how bad is it. And equally, if you were to take maybe a softer version like an ibuprofen or something like that, it's not going to be as strong as if you take 25 or 50 megs of
Voltaren.
of a Voltaren or of a Viclofen, which is the Aussie brand version of it. So I think it's like anything, you use them as you need them, but they also, they're not great on your gut, delays gastric emptying, affects transit time in terms of, uptake of nutrients, but also going to the bathroom. Someone might have taken anti-inflammatories for 2 or 3 days and then I can't go to the bathroom for like 2 or 3 days, and that's because it just slows everything up. And that should also inform you that it's not a good idea to take this stuff all the time.
Yep.
Like anything, it's a medication. You use it as you need it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're injured and your physio is telling you to take it, then for sure. But, some people, like I've had an athlete once, they thought it was just normal to take them because their partner would take one every night after going to the gym. And as I don't really pull up that sore the next day, which kind of defeats the purpose of going to the gym, but also is destroying your guts.
If you're having them every day. Yeah.
Yeah, just like you're taking a vitamin C before bed.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's actually not that rare. Like a lot of people just think, if I take this, I don't get sore, but they probably don't understand mechanistically that when you take that, like I said, you stop that COX enzyme, which means that those downstream proteins, they basically don't get the opportunity. It's like a domino effect. This goes on, and then that light turns on the next one, and the next one, and then you build more, contractile units.
Yeah, wow.
Don't fuck with the COX enzyme.
Yeah.
That's the moral of the story.
That's COX with an X too.
Obviously.
Just making sure.
Of course.
MG, any exercises you have added back recently that you haven't done in years but now you love?
Probably the only one that I can think about is in the last month I've bought back a close grip free barbell press. So not Smith,
okay.
just and just stopping, sort of 3-4 inches short of the chest and just really trying to focus on tightening the elbows and making a tricep bias. Yeah.
Yep.
Just because if you look at my tricep, most of my tissue is here and not down here. So I'm just trying to. And I've been feeling really good. I've been progressing weight. Again, it's just novelty, right? I haven't done it for years, maybe 2 to 3 years. I've done dumbbell pressing, but I haven't done a free barbell press that's not on a machine or a Smith for forever. And I'm just enjoying it again.
Yeah, awesome.
It definitely, it's one of those movements that I get a lot of return on investment, but I just can't run it for long. It just beats my elbows up, and you sort of get it to a point where you get to a load where that next progression, I start to feel myself.
I know I feel it in the wrist because you're going close grip, and it's bending the wrist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even then, I think a lot of people still, have their wrist in that position, and I definitely try and neutralize it a little bit and just sit the bar there so it's not always flex like that. But at some point, like even this morning, I did it with 75 kilos on there, and I felt like I only did 2 sets, 2 really good sets. I felt like, my last 2 reps, I definitely felt the triceps burning, but I definitely started to just feel a little bit of elbow wear. So again, I'll probably run it for another week or 2, and then probably won't come out for 3 years again. But yeah.
What for me, it's a hard question to answer because I'm rehabbing, obviously, like an injury. But I've enjoyed doing some of that single leg stuff, like single leg extension, single leg calf press, those kind of things. But one thing I did jump on over the last couple of weeks is, and I don't know what machine you call it. You know that machine where you've got the arms that stick out, and you can add plates to it, and you could.
It's like a deadlift machine.
You could also, you could do like a deadlift in it.
You can shrug in it. You can
farmer's carry.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. Is that called? I don't know what it's called, but you can also. There's also a pad where you can reverse stand the other way and do Bulgarian split squats on it. Yeah. Are you gonna have one of those at your new place?
That's on the to come list. Is it?
Okay.
We'll look to add in, but New Tech have a version of that. They're just super versatile. RDL, split squat, like you said, farmer's carry.
I started doing Bulgarians on it, and I started RDLing on it as well. Yeah.
Well, just allows you to put it in a different position in terms of where you have your hands.
Yeah.
So I don't mind that. Like if you think about it, if you use the dumbbells and you're going to do an SLDL, I don't have mine in front there. I have them sort of the side because I feel like I can, engage my lats more to be able to hold it. So it's kind of the same with those handles.
Yeah.
Do they pivot and rotate?
Yeah, you've got ones that are fixed, you've got ones that are separate and they pivot and they rotate.
Yeah.
And you've got one where you can stick a bar across it and use it like a barbell.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
that's
cool. Good.
Really cool.
It is really, really cool. What's the go with Timsy using your gym? Whose question's this one for?
It's probably a copy paste from mine.
Probably from you.
What's the go with him using my gym?
Was he at your gym?
He's just been doing his sets.
Oh, okay.
He's just in there normally we close from 11 till 4. And it's just easier to film the...
You're doing all his practical
stuff. Doing practical stuff.
There.
Okay, got you.
So I just give him the keys and he just goes in and films. He actually did one of his practice with his mum as his client.
Oh, no way. That's the best.
You have to do someone over a certain age.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to
do it. Apparently he said she was really cute. She was like... Because he's in there in the gym, he's like, should we lock the door? What if somebody comes in and says... So no one's coming in, it's closed. And if they do come in, it's okay. Don't be scared.
What are some of the necessary things to pack for an overseas show like Bali? Things that you can't buy over there.
Rice flour.
Rice flour, yeah.
Scales.
Yeah.
Rice cakes. You can get rice cakes there, but they're very expensive.
Yeah, ideally protein powder. It's hard to find.
Basically everything that you would eat, I think, if I have athletes that are competing there because you don't want to risk Bali belly, I don't have them eating anything that's physically cooked there leading into the show, just to be careful. So it's rice flour. You could bring packets like microwave rice that most resorts will have a microwave.
Yep.
Worst case, you can buy one for like $80 over there.
Yeah.
And
what about protein? Are you just using powder or
protein powder?
Or what about if you want meat?
I think if you were going to get it, you'd be better off cooking it yourself rather than getting someone to do it, just the risk of it. But I don't have any athletes consume any meat leading into that purely as a means of
okay, sure.
If it's undercooked. Again, some people do and they're fine, but
what about canned? What about like canned tuna?
Reward. Yeah, tuna, things like anything that you're bringing from here, I think is fine. Again, you don't really want to introduce things that you haven't had, but I think as you're getting closer to the show, you're usually putting in more carbohydrate, and so I tend to titrate protein down as a means of not delaying, uptake. So things like just having whey isolate, or if you can get, Greek yogurt and things like that over there and add protein powder to it, then you do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can get like a protein yogurt there.
Yeah, I think Greek yogurt's kind of hard to. I've always found it harder to get over there. I'm sure there are some bigger supermarkets that have it. Apparently, there's a new supermarket that's massive right near where we have our show.
Oh,
At the
really?
end of the road.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Gus
Okay.
or something. Apparently, it's huge.
Okay, cool. Anything else? Medication? Any?
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, before you go there, you should go and see your GP. There's an antibiotic so that if you do get Bali belly,
Yes.
it's usually 3 tablets.
Yes.
Primary.
Yes.
And so if you get that, if you do fall ill, you would go and see, you get the injection to sort you out. But this is as soon as you come home, they'll usually get a stool sample, but they'll give you this antibiotic, but you can actually get it before you go there. So if, say you get there on a Wednesday and your show's on a Saturday and you wake up and you're fucked on Thursday morning or Friday morning, at least taking this, you're going away to try and... If you get sick there and you're 2 or 3 days out, the chances are you're probably not going to get on stage looking like
Yeah.
if you've been vomiting.
Yeah, those antibiotics is what I took when I got back. And I went to the doctor and they gave me the antibiotics, 3 tablets. I was like, is that all I get, 3? Like, yeah, that's all you need?
It does the job.
Yep, and it does the job. And they said, next time you're going to go, come see us before. And I was like,
Take it with you.
I was like, so I can come and get tablets off you even though I'm not sick, but I'm going there. He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, cool.
There's actually there's a vaccine, so to speak, that you can take. It's called Eucoral that you have. The research on it is good, but there's some physicians that think that it's not great for your microbiome to have it in there. But it is, you're meant to have it. You have it 6 weeks before you go. I did it maybe last year, and then I haven't done it since because I'm very, very particular about how much of what I eat. Because if I order chicken, I ask them to grill the shit out of it. And as you know, like you guys, I don't have any of the veggies there. I literally just go on chicken and rice.
Yeah, your chicken comes out on a plate like this fucking bench.
Yeah.
That's like,
yes, yeah, get a sore jaw after I'm done attending to it.
Love it.
But yeah, that's something you can look at as well. Speak to your GP. But the Eucoral vaccine, it's a solution. You literally just drink it. I think you have.
Oh, so it's not an injection?
No, it's oral. You just drink it.
Oh, wow.
I think you get 2 lots of it. So, speak to your GP about it. But it might be worth. I think it lasts for either 6 to 9 months, but you're not meant to have it more than twice a year, I think. So
Okay.
we're going over at the end of the year. Obviously where we'll stay will be very different this time around.
Yeah, of course.
But, I think might be worth looking into that. Speak to GP.
and probably don't mix coffee and beer.
Yeah.
Another great suggestion. I mean, travel out as well, right?
Yeah, of course, travel in.
You know,
And the
don't
only
milky coffees.
Well, I'll tell you, as you know, I got sick last retreat at the end, but I was having travel in the whole way through, and I had the only symptoms I had
it was a sickness, not the.
what was feeling unwell, but I wasn't going to the bathroom or vomiting. So that was a plus. So travel in definitely helped me not to have those symptoms, but I had the other symptoms, which are just feeling really unwell.
Yeah. Man, the thing that now is a must-have in my bag, I'm just talking about Bali specifically, is that EIA hydration drink.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, I use the altered one, but like the dosages on that are awesome, man. You just get a water bottle, funnel it in, and sometimes just having that if you're feeling a bit unsure, but you do want to protect yourself, especially if you're dieting and you want to have something but you don't want to eat. Sometimes just having that's a good fallback too.
Let's end on this one. What are the importance of group classes for athletes? So this is not fitness classes. This is workshop posing classes.
Yeah, not like Les Mills body pump.
No.
Man, I speak about at every workshop that I go to, and I'm going to a lot of workshops coming up, and you'll hear this speech again if you come to one of the ones I'm going to, is like the opportunity as a competitor, whether you've been doing this for a long time or you're new, and if you're new, it's even more of a reason. But when you think about the sport, it's so often done solo. You know, you got your coach and you got friends that are probably doing it, but most of the hours are by yourself. It's pretty rare for, even 60 minutes to be around 20 other people who are going through exactly what you're going through, living and breathing it, who are also probably stressed about their presentation, and to then connect with someone and, kind of have somebody to lean on, but also just to give you the experience of what it's going to be like. Most people stay away from it because it's like, oh, there's 20 people and I'm not ready. I'm not stage ready yet. You're going to be in front of 200 potentially if it's nationals. So take the opportunity to practice multiple times with 20, and then all of a sudden, whether it's 20, 80 or 100, it's not going to matter anymore because you've done it 3 or 4 times and you've probably made some new friends along the way.
Yeah. I think it's definitely a component that needs to be within your journey You obviously pose with a posing coach. You might pose by yourself in the mirror or in front of a camera, but then you also need to go in front of a group and pose as well to know what it feels like to have people around you, to get moved around, to simulate a show day, and also to be in front of a posing coach, or if even better, maybe someone from the federation themselves, where they can give you direct feedback as well. So
I think it's a test run, right?
100%.
And it's also like how many times we've seen people will come and they're like, I've never done an eye walk. I'm not competing until it's season A of this year. I'm not competing until season C next year. And they're coming a year and a half out. I guarantee you that person come season C next year, he's not going to have a problem posing because they would have probably done 6 by then. As they're getting leaner and leaner, it's really hard, to assess yourself when you're maybe in the peak of your off season. You look in the mirror, there's shredded competitors around you, and maybe that's why people don't do it as often. But if you can do it in that setting, as you get leaner and the journey continues, and you've done 3 more, you are going to be the most confident athlete on stage, I guarantee.
Yeah. We've got some posing workshops coming up. I actually just went to a workshop at Nat's new place. You've been there before.
I have.
Her new place.
What do you think?
I think it's great.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's it's in a residential property, I would call it. But when you go in that space, she's perfectly set it up. It's like a decent sized room. I think she tries to keep the groups to maybe 10 or 12.
Yeah, it's nice. It's intimate.
It's intimate. It's nice. She's got all the mirrors, all the lighting. When I went in there, she's like, now I really respect the job that Charles does with the lighting, because
she said that. Yeah.
She's gone through it all.
Yeah, she's gone through. Trying to set up lighting. Like you're on stage. So yeah, it was really, really good workshop. We had 2 groups.
We've got some ones coming up around the country. Can we?
Yeah. We're probably going to announce it any second. I'm sure the post's going to go out really, really soon. But the next one that we're going to is WA on the Sunday the 26th.
After IPV.
Of July. Yeah, so we're going there, which is going to be awesome. And then you've got a couple that are happening.
Yeah, so I'll be in SA on the 8th of August, out in Fernwood, Salisbury. Thanks to Kristen. Melissa Perry's going to be the posing coach helping me on that one. So come down and catch up with us. And then the week after, I'm going to Sydney to catch up with the wonderful Sherilyn and Graydon, and jump on that podcast as well, which I'm excited.
That'll be cool. That'll be awesome.
So, and then I think there's a few more after that.
There's a couple scheduled in. So yeah, we're looking forward to doing a little bit of travel, doing some workshops, getting amongst it before season C begins. But we haven't even started season B, which is for us this weekend is our first one.
We didn't really talk about that.
It's not about NBA anymore, is it?
We're going to show them
about us. Yeah. So anyways, we've got Melbourne this weekend. And then next weekend is Sydney.
Yep.
We've got a week break, and then we've got the Winter Nationals up in Gold Coast, which hopefully is a little bit warmer than Melbourne.
Yeah, I mean, this Saturday when we arrive there, it's going to feel like a winter stage show.
It's going to definitely.
What's going to be sub 5-6 degrees in the morning.
Freezing.
Yeah.
But you know what? Hey, all you're going to see is a big smile, because we fucking love it. It doesn't matter what the season is and what the temperature is. As soon as we walk into that place, for us, that's honestly where we're probably our most happiest. So expect some exciting fireworks, and I'm going to bring the energy on Saturday.
I can imagine. I know you're pumped for it.
I'm ready, man. I still will need a Scotty speech before. But it's going to be a lot of fun. So come up and say hi to us. And again, for everyone still thinking about winter, get behind the winter season, because I honestly think that moving forward over the next 2 or 3 years, that is going to become one of the bigger ones, because you're going to get people from potentially both seasons doing it. And, we want to be able to make it nationwide too. So
100%,
keep getting behind the winter season. Even as a spectator, come down and watch. So.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thanks, guys, for listening, and we'll see you in the next one.